understand why people respond to that charisma factor. But in this circumstance, I just get the impression people want an adult in the room. And if nothing else,
good point.
Mark Carney has presented himself as an adult in the room.
I think that's exactly right. I've heard people saying, look, we've got this international crisis. What we need is somebody who is going to be qualified to deal with an international crisis, maybe even has some experience. There aren't many people who do, and who, doesn't come across. And I have been a politician, as has Kathleen. There's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with sometimes behaving as a politician will, but at the same time, I think the kind of reassurance, the kind of adult behavior, the kind of steadiness, including the fact he was smart enough not to take on Donald Trump personally last night, because I think it also will highlight, if he didn't, and he doesn't for now, take him on directly personally, that if Trump, responds by taking him on the way he did Justin Trudeau, that it helps Mark Carney. So I just think, that charisma thing, look, he'll have to perform in the debates. He'll have to put his dukes up, as I said earlier on, both with Poilievre and with the United States. But I think people are looking for that kind of adult leadership. And I think, to John's point about the polling, what could be quite compelling if they can get Donald Trump to be the issue and Poilievre to be married to him, is going to be to say, I need a majority to deal with this. I need a strong mandate. They may never use the word majority, but I need a strong mandate. And that could actually persuade a lot of people who are looking to have some stability in that 120 days and beyond that you talked about.
Well, the interesting thing is, Keith, that when you listen to Mark Carney and his sort of laser vision, here's what we're going to have to do, and here's how we're going to have to fight back. Boy, you could have put the script in Doug Ford's hands 2 weeks ago.
You could, but Ford would have delivered it more animated. There's just no two ways around it. But that's not the point.
The path is the same, though, isn't it?
Absolutely, the path is the same, and he's going to work it. But he's just going to work it differently. But I think, we'll go back to a former boss of John Tory's, Brampton Bill Davis, who said, was it bland works or boring works or
bland works? Yeah.
Bland works. And in this case, we're absolutely looking for an adult in the room to deal with Donald Trump, because, putting in someone else who's just going to slogan back at him is not really what we need right now. We need someone who has, the international experience, the financial experience. This is an economic war that's been declared against us, and it threatens our sovereignty. What more do we want than someone who's going to be cool, level-headed, and has dealt with some pretty major international crises himself?